Before we move to the science plan, at your request, we have by the numbers. So if Emily Mortasavi would like to come. If you remember, Emily is one of our state fellows, doing a great job on a lot of different projects, but she's been the keeper of these various indicators of what's going on. So Emily.
Hi everyone, again. I'm going to keep this brief because actually you heard most of this earlier this morning, and also we want to get to the meat of it. We don't want to get to the science plan. That's the fun part. So just starting at the top, pretty obviously there's no snow up in the Sierras anymore. I mean, it's middle of June. Should be kind of obvious. But this past storm that came in on Monday and Tuesday did actually give a lot of rain to the northern Sierra, and actually a couple stations near Shasta Lake, I can direct you into the middle of the page, there was, particularly at this Hearst station, there was 5.2 inches on June 25th alone, and so that gave about a 2-inch increase to the northern Sierra cumulative daily precipitation. The southern Sierra's still not doing so great, but sort of along with that, you heard earlier about the allocations by the State Water Project and CVP actually has increased one of their allocations, the Frant water, that water districts, their class 1 water was increased by 5%, which amounts to about 40,000 acre feet, which isn't all that much either. And then moving on, I'm not really going to go over the reservoir stuff because you guys heard a lot about that, and there's a little graph on the back too. The San Joaquin River discharge right now is about half of what the Sacramento River discharge is, so that kind of gives you an idea of where the water is coming from in the delta. And you heard earlier that the exports and pumping down in Clifton Court, these are being regulated by the delta outflow, which is right above those numbers at 7,500 CFS. So it's trying to keep that, as well as the X2, which is a salinity mark within the range, but these were relaxed, as you heard earlier. The two sort of numbers that you didn't really hear about are there at the bottom, which Fish and Wildlife do a 22-millimeter survey of delta smelt over the summer, and this most recent one, which finished on the 20th, had their average length was 31.8 millimeters, which is the largest that they've been at this time since 2008. So it's a good indicator that the smelt are doing pretty good this year. And then also at the beginning of May, the Army Corps of Engineers classified 120 miles of levees along the Sacramento West Bank as being unacceptable. So that means that they're degraded in some way, whether that be cracking, erosion, seepage. There are many things that can make a levee unacceptable, but there's a lot of them. It's a long way. And then the second page is sort of just a graph of the reservoir storage of Shasta, Oroville, and San Luis since March. And it's just sort of to give you an idea of how rapidly these are decreasing, and when you can see the San Luis began decreasing much earlier than the more northern ones, and that's just because the South needs more water. And I think that's...
Okay, well, thanks, Emily.
Thank you very much.
Where's the San Joaquin River discharge point that you're using as the measurement?
These are the releases from the dam themselves, or from the reservoir itself. It's Vernalis, sorry. Oh, the San Joaquin, sorry.
San Joaquin River discharge, 711?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and the Sacramento one is Fremont, or Freeport.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Dr. Goodwin, if you would go now to the first draft Delta Science Plan, which is attachment 1 to 11B.
So maybe
Whoever's going to present it, as Hastings is coming forward.
Rhino and Lauren and Sam and Lindsay, that would be great. Come on down.
Everybody's coming
Yeah.
forward.